well, my head was very fuzzy and I couldn't coordinate my ideas. I was getting anything. I was understanding things, but now I'm getting better because I think I started to understand stuff. And the trouble is that for a long time, adults have been telling me things that some were very complicated. I wasn't really able to get them. And others, they seem to change a lot over time. For instance, they told me to wear masks, not to wear masks, to wear some masks, or to avoid some others. And and at times they told me to go inside places or not to go inside places, or to go for some time, or to stay at home, or then I could not stay at home. And they told me that the disease was awful, then it was not so bad, and they told me there was nothing I could do, but then they told me I could take vaccines, and they told me that I would be very protected. Then I was not so protected, but then I could be sort of slightly protected, and I could die if I didn't take enough vaccines, because two were not enough. Then it was necessary to take three or perhaps four, because the numbers, I think they are important also. And they told me that the vaccines were protecting a lot, then not so much. They avoided contagion, but then they did not. And then they did protect me from dying, then they did not protect so much. And well, I was getting a little bit confused, and then they told me that there is lots of bad people all over the world, and some agree with me and some don't agree with me, and they're the bad ones. But sometimes I might be the bad one to some adults if I don't agree with them. And then they told me that there was war, and the war was very bad, and some good guys were helping the others that were invaded, but some helpers were, well, helping the others, but they wanted lots of money in exchange. So I couldn't really understand it, because it looked like business instead of help, or giving presents to people. And I was really confused by all of this. But over time, I think I started to get it, because it's really not about truth or mistake or lying. No, that's not relevant. If we try to understand what is real and what is fake, we really get fuzzy in our heads and we don't get anything. And perhaps they are even governments and the big companies, the people who know really about things. Perhaps they are trying to help us out with this, because they understand that we are confused. And they sort of help us getting confused, perhaps because they want us to reorganize our heads. And it's not about lying or telling the truth. It's about making some sort of sense and having a feel that the world around us is sort of organized. It sort of makes sense, and we can sort of know what will happen tomorrow. And for this, they have a strategy that is wonderful. It's really organizing my mind now. They repeat things. They keep saying some things, and I get those things. They go inside my mind, and they help organize it. And so because of repetition, now my mind is feeling more peaceful and more organized with the things they repeat and they keep telling us. And of course, they also tell us that we must trust them and we must really memorize what they tell us. And that helps too. So I'm happier now because my mind is more sort of making sense. And I have this feeling that perhaps I know what will happen tomorrow. And I think the government and the big ones in the big companies are really helping us out, because they want our minds to be really like shelves with the right books in the right places. And so they keep telling us what is the right shelf and what are the right books. And this is great. So if you like this, you can just tell other people about this, and you can share a lot this video, and you can hit the button to subscribe.